Hi everyone, let's do this question, which is a question which I formed based on a question which is there in the GMAT official advanced question book. Now let's read it together. Della and Zella are two hungry kids. They decide to play a game. Each must eat 1, 2, 3 or 4 cakes at a time on alternate turns. The one who gets to eat the last cake from the table wins. If Della starts, which of the following can be the total number of cakes on the table such that Zella can always win no matter how Della plays? Now pause the video, give it a try, and then let's try to do it together. Alright, we are back. I hope you've given it a try. Now let's make an observation over here. Now again, just to summarize the question, so Della and Zella, they're going to eat cakes from a table. So let's say that this is a table over here and Della is over here and Zella is over here, and there are some number of cakes on the table. Now the game is that every time alternate. First in the question it's mentioned Della starts, so first Della will either eat 1, 2, 3 or 4 cakes, and then it's Zella's turn, and then again it comes back to Della, etc. So that's how the game goes on, and the winner is the one who gets to eat a cake as the last turn. So if Della finishes off and there is no more cake left on the table such that Zella cannot eat any cake, Della is the winner. So that's the game. All right. Now an interesting observation we can make over here is, let's say Della, and again remember the question says Zella should be winning, right? So we need to find the number of cakes on the table such that Zella will be winning. All right. Now if it is the case that after Zella has eaten cakes, the number of cakes that are left on the table are 5. That is, if 5 cakes are left after Zella finishes, then Zella will definitely win. So let's try to again go through this observation. Now let's say Della ate some number of cakes and then Zella also ate some number of cakes. Now after this, if 5 cakes are left on the table, then Zella will always win, right? So why is that so? So let's say that's the case. So Zella just finished. Now it's Della's turn and 5 cakes are on the table. Now Della can either eat 1, 2, 3 or 4 cakes, right? So if Della eats 1 cake, 4 cakes will be left and Zella can eat all the 4 because that's allowed in the game, right? Now if Della eats 2 cakes, 3 cakes will be left and Zella can eat all the 3. Similarly, if Della eats 3 cakes, 2 cakes will be left and Della can eat all the 2. And same goes for 4 cakes as well. So if Della eats 4 cakes, Zella will eat the last cake and Zella will win. That's why if after Zella's turn 5 cakes are left, then Zella will always win. So this is an interesting observation which we will use to solve this question. Now let's go through the answer options which are given. So answer option A says 9, right? So if there are 9 cakes on the table, so let's say Della can start by eating 1, 2, 3 or 4, right? Now if Della eats 4 cakes, you can see that after Della finishes 5 cakes are left, right? So over here, because the question asks that Zella should be winning, we have phrased it over here with respect to Zella, but this is irrespective of Zella or Della, right? When the person finishes eating cakes, if 5 cakes are left, that person will win. So over here, if Della eats 4 cakes, then 5 cakes will be left. Now no matter how many cakes Zella eats, 1, 2, 3 or 4, Della will win, right? So this over here is not the correct answer because the question says we need to find the number of cakes such that Zella will always win. So it's not answer option A. Similarly, for answer option B, you have 6 cakes. Now if Della goes ahead and eats 1 cake, you can see 5 cakes are left, right? Now no matter how many cakes Zella eats, the turn will come to Della and Della will finish off the cakes and Della will win, right? So again, Zella does not win over here in all possible scenarios. So this is also not the correct answer. And you can also see, if you quickly skim, this is the same case for option D as well, because if Della just eats 3 cakes, there would be 5 cakes left on the table, and then you can see that Della will win no matter how many cakes Zella eats. Now we are left with option C and E, which is 11 and 10. All right. So let's try to first analyze option C, which is the case of having 11 cakes on the table. Now Della can eat 1, 2, 3 or 4 cakes, right? Now let's take the case where Della eats 1 cake. Now after Della eats 1 cake, 10 cakes are left, right? 10 cakes are left and it's Zella's turn. Now Zella can eat, as per the question, 1, 2, 3 or 4 cakes. Now if Zella eats 1 cake, so this is what the cakes Zella is eating. If Zella eats 1 cake, the number of cakes left after this will be 9, right? Similarly, in the case of 2, it would be 8. In the case of 3, it would be 7. And in the case of 4, it would be 6. And again, it is Della's turn, right? It is Della's turn. And again, remember over here, based on the condition over here, in this case, if Della just eats 4 cakes, we'll be left with 5 cakes. So again, whatever Zella does, Della would be the winner, right? So again, you can see that again over here also the same case. If Della eats 3 cakes, 5 would be left. If Della eats 2, 5 would be left. And if Della eats 1, 5 would be left. So in all these possibilities, it's Della who is winning. So again, this is also not the answer. And therefore, by elimination, definitely the correct answer has to be option E, which is 10. Now again, you can notice one more thing over here. Having 10 over here is actually nothing but putting Della over here, right? So again, let me just write that over here once more for clarities. Over here, let's say Della starts off and there are 10 cakes. Now Della can eat 1, 2, 3 or 4. You can see it's the same thing, which is over here, just Della and Zella are interchanged. Now if Della eats 1, the number of cakes left is 9. If Della eats 2, the number of cakes left is 8. Similarly over here it's 7 and over here it is 6. Now it is Zella's turn, right? Now if Zella eats 4, in this case 5 cakes will be left and this condition is satisfied, so Zella will win. Similarly in this case, Zella just needs to eat 3 cakes and then Zella will always win. Over here also Zella just needs to eat 2 cakes to win, and over here if Zella eats 1 cake, 5 are left, and no matter how many cakes Della eats, Zella will win. So that's why the correct answer to this question is option E, which is 10. Now do remember to like and subscribe to this video. All the very best in your preparation.